How many times do I have to tell you?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Did you even taste this? It has no flavor. You're making me drink mud. You can't even do something simple like this. What kind of a worthless woman can't make miso soup?
Stop it! You do this all the time! Cut it out!
Shut up! Don't you dare talk to your father that way. Stay out of this!
You tolerate this, Mom! Why don't you stand up for yourself? And you, Dad, if you don't like her soup, make your own! You're good at cooking, aren't you? Hinako, stop! Please don't talk back to your father. I made a mistake. You just focus on getting to school. You didn't do anything wrong! Dad's the one who's in the wrong here! Hinako! Do not talk like that about your father! Get to school, now!
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, EQ Nostalgia here, and I've been a fan of the Silent Hill games since the original way back in 1999, and watching this series drop off over the years was one of those things that just really, it was quite painful for me, alright? Silent Hill 2 is my favorite, it just always has been. I know that's like the cliche, but I love the story, and it did all the plot twists in just the right ways. This game, Silent Hill F, I was looking forward to this game so much. As soon as I fire it up, there's a disclaimer in my face that's warning me right away, hey, this game was made by activists. And right there in your face in the beginning, I should have known, okay? The first problem I had with Silent Hill F is it doesn't take place in Silent Hill. I was willing to overlook that. I said to myself, it's all right. It's like a mix of Silent Hill meets Siren meets Fatal Frame. I can vibe with it. The atmosphere is creepy, you know. I like some of the enemies. It's kind of cool. The combat's not too bad. I've seen worse combat, and I always see people complaining about combat in a Silent Hill game. It's like, yeah, it's just that's how it is. It's supposed to feel like you're not a badass. It's going to be frustrating, but this game, guys, the funny thing about this game is the overarching message in this game is that you shouldn't let society conform you into its standards, okay? And the ultimate irony here is that the developers do exactly that with their message. They want to conform you to their propagandized way of thinking. They're telling you that societal norms of having a family and, you know, getting married and carrying on your progeny, right? It's awful. It's the worst thing in the world. It's literal hell. You have to literally sacrifice your friends in this game, okay? It's basically how it starts off. It's like, oh, you got friends? Oh, you can't have those if you're getting married. So you have to literally go into these rooms. It's part of a puzzle and like a shrine, and you have to kill each one of your friends in horrible ways.
Can't you hear me? Why don't you say something? Hinako! Hinako, help me! Help me! Don't leave me! I don't want to be alone! Wait! Please don't go! We promised to stick together! You traitor!
And then you have to mutilate yourself to turn yourself into what your husband wants you to be. She literally saws off her friggin' arm. And they replace it with what looks like a werewolf arm, but it's not. It's not that cool. It's like a fox arm, okay? And I will say, I did like the mechanic of this. You're like in the spirit realm, right? You don't keep this when you go back because it's like a dream, okay? You're like in the spirit realm, as I said. And you just go back to being a normal person after this. I did like the mechanic of how you could rip down walls and you do all this stuff. It just, all of a sudden now you're chasing the enemies around. You don't feel like the prey anymore. That was pretty cool. There are aspects that I like about this game. But man, it is absolutely butchered by the propaganda story. The story, this has to be the most evil Silent Hill. I mean, I know we've got the cult and everything, and they're trying to bring back like the literal, or they're trying to raise up the literal Antichrist, right, throughout the series. But I think this game is more evil because the messaging in this game is so damaging to society. And it's one of those things, if you understand propaganda, you know why this is so awful. And it's something that's being hoisted upon pretty much everybody in all facets of entertainment today. They tell women that it's just best to be single. You don't need to carry on your progeny. You don't need to carry on society. You just make the government your daddy type of thing. You know, just work your 9 to 5. Go to college. Why do you want to have kids? That's terrible. Don't you just want to be a wine ant with 50 cats? So that when you reach age 40, you can look back on your life and your loneliness and know that there's nothing you can do to change it. That's why it's so evil. Because the messaging here literally destroys people's lives. It's your stereotypical, like I said, anti-family bullshit. So she chops her arm off, okay, for this guy. And he's called like the Fox Man. He doesn't even have a name, right? And you're being arranged to be married to him, which is something that people are using to defend this game. You're being arranged, and you came up with a horrible father, of course, because dad's bad and they're dumb. We all know, if you watch TV and whatnot over the years, the dad's always stupid. Mom knows what's best, or she's just a stupid victim or whatever. It's just standard propaganda bullshit.
You little...
You were tricked by some fool! He took all your money and it's your fault! Mom's had to cut expenses. People were laughing at Junko because she had to wear old clothes! That money was for our family! It was to bring us just a little bit of happiness! So cut the crap and apologize! To me! To Junko! To Mother! Apologize for all the trouble you've caused us!
How dare you speak to me like that?
Please, don't. Please, I beg you. Hinako, I'm sorry, but could you go to the grocery for me? But I don't care what you buy. Just go now.
Let me go! Enough of this! Who the hell does she think she's talking
Please,
to?
calm down, dear. Relax.
Dad was abusive and I ran away and blah, 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 blah. So anyway, not only does she rip her arm off, he takes a molten hot like iron and they drive it into her back. There's like these two servants he's got and they drive it into her back, which is like his mark saying that I own you now, right? It's real subtle stuff here, guys.
That's a spicy meatball!
You've done well.
And then they take a piece of her face, like around her eyes, and they cut it off and they replace it with a fox mask. And it's so over the head. The propaganda, there's zero subtlety to it. There's even this mini boss in the game. And this is the point where, and it took me a second to understand what I was looking at, right? So you come across this mini boss. It's like this grotesque looking woman. And she spews out like fetuses on the floor. And if you don't defeat the fetus before the time is up, it turns into an enemy. Yeah. It's that ham-fisted. It's that if you don't see like the pro-choice agenda written all over this thing, okay? It spits out, guys, what the fuck is going on, man? Like it spits out fetuses and you have to defeat the fetus before This is conditioning. This is brainwashing. This is evil. This is real, legitimate propaganda evil. And like I said, the irony is that they're trying to tell you not to conform to the ways of the world and to be yourself. And they're conforming you and trying to form your opinions in a way that is damaging to our society as a whole. Now, just in case there's any doubts about what this monster is supposed to represent, I'm going to read the journal to you. A monster covered in swollen skin, crawling mounds. As each one pulses, it spawns more and more horrors. What a vile show of life. I'd rather die than turn into a monster like this. If you understand the world that you live in, and we're going to get a little conspiratorial here, you understand that the elite, the ruling class, have a vested interest in certain breeding behaviors and certain ways of you kind of dwindling and going away. Right? They want to control you. They don't want you having traditional values. They absolutely hate anything Christian or anything family or traditional. And yeah, it's all over Hollywood, and it's been for a long time. Like, even if you look at the original movie that they did, which a lot of people hold up as one of the best movies, video game adaptation movies, and aesthetically that movie is really nice. But if you look at how that movie actually plays out, this is why I'm not excited for the new movie coming up, because Christoph Gans is the same guy that did the first one. Okay, he took Harry Mason out of the movie, and he put the mother in place of Harry. And the whole thing is basically a girl power story all the way through. Burn the witch.
But she's a witch.
I understand there's people they could point to Silent Hill 3 and be like, well, that was strong females as well. It wasn't ham-fisted, in-your-face propaganda. At least it didn't feel that way to me when I was playing it, okay? I don't have a problem with strong female protagonists as long as you're not, like, cramming an agenda down my throat. Like Jill Valentine, Claire Redfield, all these different characters throughout history. Lara Croft, nobody ever looked at them and said, stupid women, I can't... No. Why? Because there wasn't some man-hating agenda on top of it. The way they're doing this is ugly, okay? And people will try to tell you that you're a misogynist and you promote all these things. They'll call you all sorts of names because, like I said, the main story has to do with the fact that her dad is selling her in marriage, okay? And I'm going to read a letter for you real quick. Somebody posted this on Steam when I was like halfway through the game. I read this and I knew, oh no, it does just get worse. I used to think it was just my dad who was like this, but after listening to all the married women around here complain, every man seems just as bad. All their husbands are just as short-tempered, just as violent, just as useless, and do just as little to help out their wives. This is so offensive. Okay, the fact that men go to war and defend their country and build up societies and give people all these luxuries that we have around us, but we're useless. Men are just useless. After learning this, every grumpy-looking old man in town I see reminds me of him. When I think that I was born and raised just to support these horrible tyrants, I lose all hope. If everything works out, they're going to give my father a lot of money. I'm sure he's desperate to use it to pay back his debts. My father is selling me to pay back his debts. So that summarizes it right there. That's basically the story, okay? That's it. There's not much else to say about this game other than it is a radicalized, feminist, Marxist, subversive pile of shit. I don't care how fun this might be or that might be or how atmospheric it is. At the end of the day, the overarching message here is that families are bad carrying on your offspring, your progeny, is bad, and you should feel bad if you do. That's it. Yeah, they use like a traumatic example of that to try to like put up this thinly veiled defense, right? And like I said, that's what people will throw at you. Oh, so you're okay with women being abused if you don't like the game? No, absolutely not. I think most men don't like abuse, and then most men aren't abusive. Most men don't want to sell their daughters into bondage in marriage, but they'll tell you that's the way it used to be in Japan in the 1960s. It was all this. It was just horrible. It was such a terrible time. Never mind the fact that we now have 2 taxable incomes and people don't have time to raise their kids, okay? And the state and the TV and social media is raising their kids. Feminism was bad. First wave, second wave, period. It's bad, okay? It just was. They wrap it up as something that was good, okay? And they'll put like, you shouldn't hurt women. Like, everybody knows that. Everybody knows you should treat people with respect. You shouldn't look down on women and see them as lesser than. Each one of the sexes has its strengths and its weaknesses, and together, you come together and you make a family, and that's how you get through life, okay? But they want to try to make this into some divisive bullshit, and this series has been divisive for years. The fandom can't agree on like anything. You've got like 3 different generations of fans here. People are going to bicker. All right, I'm the old school variety. I like 1 through 3, and I still enjoy some of the newer takes, but not as much as the old ones. Anyways, I digress. The whole point of this game is, like I said, just to propagandize you. And that's why it's the most evil Silent Hill out of all the Silent Hills I've ever played. And I definitely recommend that you don't play it. You don't support it. You don't give money to people who absolutely hate you, especially if you're a man, especially if you have traditional values or you're Christian. All right? So at this point, I want to kick it over to you guys. Let me know what you think about this down in the comment section. Hit the thumbs up if you like the video. If you're new here, I ask you please subscribe. Click that notification bell. God bless. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.
This is what caused it all.